Hello, friends. Welcome to Uncle Judge's porch this beautiful Saturday morning, and I just wanted to share some thoughts with you all that I've had. This is going to be a little political, so I do apologize, but I wanted to share some thoughts that I had on the Mitch McConnell kind of like story of where he is, what's going on with Mitch McConnell. First, I want to talk to those on the left because since 2016, I have tended to vote more in that direction personally, but that is not, I really don't identify with either party, but that's the direction I've tended to vote, so I'm going to address those first. If you did not criticize what Democrats did with Dianne Feinstein, you cannot, in my regard, speak to what's going on with Mitch McConnell now. So I'm going to share my thoughts because I also shared my thoughts about Dianne Feinstein. And to me, it was disgusting what happened with Nancy Pelosi's daughter, escorting her around, basically being the senator from California. Feinstein should have resigned a long time, and it was just horrible what happened in that situation. And I think it's even more horrible, to a certain degree, of what's going on now with Mitch McConnell. Personally, I think he's dead. I think that people are lying to us because Republicans want to hold on to a seat. More specifically, they're wanting to hold on to a seat because they have a Democrat governor in Kentucky, so they're afraid that he'll appoint a Democrat to hold on to the seat until a special election can be had. But it doesn't matter what party it is that the governor's in or who he appoints. What matters is, are the people being represented. I do not think that the people are represented well. Kentucky are represented well with Mitch McConnell personally, but they thought he was a good representative. They've kept electing him, and I can respect that because that's what the people of Kentucky chose. However, the people do have a right to know kind of your health and where things are, and they have a right to know if he's still alive or not. And I think that he's dead. Honestly, I think he's no longer with us. Personally, I think that there are powerful people trying to cover it up because Republicans want to hold on to a seat, just like we have powerful people covering for Dianne Feinstein because Democrats wanted to hold a seat that really wasn't in danger of leaving the Democrats, but they still wanted to keep an establishment figure up there because they were afraid a more progressive candidate on the left might get that, so they didn't want to do what they did ahead of time. But I think in both cases it's disgusting. I think we need term limits. I think this is a good case for term limits on Congress. I think we need an age restriction, unfortunately. And I'm not talking about on the lower end either. I'm talking on the higher end. We need an age restriction. Now, you can call me an ageist if you want to, but I think once you get past a certain age, you should not be in Congress. We should not have 90-year-olds in Congress. We just shouldn't. We shouldn't have, once you get old enough where there's a significant health risk, I don't think you should be allowed to serve in the United States Congress, to serve the people. And I think that this is an excellent argument for both of those things. I also think we need a constitutional amendment to get money out of politics because the lobbying groups and everything, like, it's just horrible right now. And people shouldn't be able to buy politicians, but that's exactly what's happening in our Congress, and we need to put a stop to that. I don't think that Congress should be allowed to take any lobbying money at all. Unfortunately, the only way that's going to happen, because we have a Supreme Court that is just as corrupt then as Congress, is a constitutional amendment. We're going to have to amend the Constitution. So I think people need to demand of our state legislatures a convention of the states be called. And I think we need to add an amendment to reform some things around the Senate and the House and Congress, and kind of you're going to be in Congress, you're really going to serve the American people. You're going to serve the voters. You're not serving a foreign country like Israel. You're not going to have lobbying groups, no lobbying money, no PAC money, no corporate money whatsoever. Corporations are not people. I don't care what the Supreme Court says. They are not people. And to me, they should have no right to lobby our Congress with their funds. The Congress should represent the American people and not corporations and not the moneyed interest as well. So these are just some of my thoughts on things. Now, how we get there, but I am interested in, the route of an amendment, because to me, if we amend the Constitution in this way, they can't undo it. Once it's part of the Constitution, it's part of the Constitution forever. The only way to undo it is another amendment, and the amendment process is very hard. I get that, but it's not impossible. And I think it's time that we have an amendment that deals with Congress, forcing them to be what they were submitted to begin with. So this way we don't have situations like this where we have a senator, we don't even know if he's alive or not right now. 100% sure. We don't know. I personally think he's no longer with us, but that's just me. Anyway, remember, I love you, God loves you, and I am praying for you. Have a great rest of your day, and enjoy your Saturday. Bye, guys.